Welcome to this guided meditation. Drop your armor and mask. Today, I want to see your true self. Right here, right now. Are you ready to reveal yourself? In this process, there's no judgment. We all walk the same path of healing wounds, releasing issues and past traumas. Here, there's only support, encouragement, and a gentle nudge toward your next step. I wore my armor. I hid behind masks, and I found myself trapped in a room full of mirrors. Can you imagine it? Each mirror had a label how to relate with friends, who I need to be in relationships, at work, with strangers, and so on. The more mirrors, the smaller the room became. I had to wear a thick armor to reflect it all, to carry the weight of those expectations. My inner light grew dim, shrinking until it was barely a flicker. But in the almost darkness, I saw it. One day, I was out for a walk when I saw painters at work. I sat there, took a deep breath. Very slowly. With each breath, my body began to relax, and my mind followed. As I observed, I noticed a beautiful old stone wall. It was uniquely adorned with intricate and fascinating details etched into it. But it was almost completely covered by a newer brick wall, and the painters were adding layer upon layer of paint over it. In my meditative state, I remained present, and I saw it. In that moment, I knew I had to act. I grabbed a pickaxe and started breaking the wall. With each strike, I realized my strength. With each hit, the wall began to crumble. The painters turned to me, shouting, trying to stop me, desperate to save their work. But something stirred within me, a courage I didn't know I had. I turned to them and said, "If you don't like it, go somewhere else." And just like that, they vanished, like shadows dissolving in the light. A strange sensation pulsed through me. After the final strike, the wall fell. I carefully began to clear the debris, brushing away the layers of paint and dirt. With each movement, I felt love within me, a new light growing stronger. It took time, patience, and care. But in the end, the ancient wall was restored, shining with a beauty I had almost forgotten. As I sat there, admiring its unique details, something incredible happened. New people began to gather, drawn to the wall's radiance. They congratulated me, celebrating the work and the new life I had given to something so precious. Later, I found myself back in the room, surrounded by those mirrors. I stepped into the armor again. It felt like déjà vu. Heavy, protective, and difficult to move in. But something was different. In the darkness inside the armor, a light sparkled. For a moment, I saw it, my true self reflected in the shining interior of the armor. I took a deep breath, focusing on the light. And it grew brighter. Slowly, I began to understand. This armor was not a shield of strength, but a weight I no longer needed to carry. Thought by thought, breath by breath, I infused myself with love and gratitude. Day by day, I healed. I realized that to be myself was my superpower. And as that realization took root, the armor broke apart. For the first time, I saw that some mirrors had disappeared. I turned toward one mirror, the very one that had made me put on the armor in the first place. It no longer reflected who I was now. A strange feeling arose. Was it really me? No, that reflection was how others had seen me, how they wanted me to be. I let go of the anger toward it, but something shifted. The light dimmed slightly. Then I understood. This reflection wasn't my enemy. It was my teacher. I asked what I needed to learn from it. In that magical moment, the answer appeared. I needed that mirror, the armor, and this room to rediscover who I really am. Gratitude filled my heart, and the reflection smiled back before vanishing like a shadow under the light. One by one, I repeated this process with all the mirrors, facing each reflection with love and learning. Eventually, the room was empty, and I stood with nothing but the walls around me. My light was strong, and I touched the walls, feeling their surface. Then I realized it was time to step forward. The walls vanished, and I stood out in the world. I welcome new people into my life. I gave thanks to those who had left. I embraced my uniqueness, my shadows, my strengths, and my imperfections. For the first time, I stood as myself, not in comparison to others, but in harmony with my true essence. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, feel the space you've created within yourself. Reflect for a moment. How does your inner room feel now? What remains and what has been released? Notice the light within you, brighter than before, filling every corner of your being. This light is your truth, your power, your authenticity. You've taken a brave step today, facing the reflections, breaking through the walls, and letting go of the weight you no longer need to carry. As you return to the present moment, carry this feeling of freedom and clarity with you. Remember, the strength you found today is always within you, ready to guide and support you whenever you need it. Take one final look at your inner self, your vibrant light, and say these words silently or out loud. I am. Now, gently bring your awareness back to your surroundings. Wiggle your fingers and toes, grounding yourself in the present. When you're ready, open your eyes and step back into the world. knowing you are enough just as you are. Until next time, embrace yourself.